Good morning, dear students. Welcome back again with the new lesson of Science at 8th Standard, lesson number 13 Chemical Change and Chemical Bond. Now, in this lesson, we are going to deal with what is chemical change and how the chemical bond is formed. Now, various examples of chemical change is taking place in our day to day life. For example, ripening of mango, melting of ice, boiling of water, resolution salt in water, ripening of banana, fragrance on ripening fruit, darkening of a cut potato, bursting of an inflated balloon, sound of bursting firecracker, foul smell from a spoiled food, etc. Now, these are some reactions which are taking place in our day to day life, but among this, all are not the chemical change. Change is though taking place, but then all are not included in a chemical change. Then, how to identify the chemical change? Chemical change is a permanent change and it cannot be obtained. The original substance cannot be obtained by any physical means. That is already we have studied in the previous class of 7th standard. So now, what happens in chemical change? This can be explained with the help of the example. During any chemical change, composition of original substance changes to form a new substance with a different composition and properties. How to identify chemical change? Now, for example, here take a lemon juice in a clean glass. Take a few drops of lemon juice in a spoon and taste. Add a pinch of baking soda in the glass of lemon juice. Do you notice bubbling around the particles of soda? Did you hear a sound of taking near your ear the glass? Now again taste it. Did you taste it as sour as it was in the beginning? Now when you will taste it, the sourness will be reduced. The properties will be changed as compared to the previous. So certain changes are taking place. Now here the sourness of lemon is because of the chemical present in it that is called citric acid. And the another chemical which is added into this is nothing but baking soda, which we also call as sodium bicarbonate. Now here both acid and alkali are mixed together. Now, as per the chemical law or rule, when acids and alkalis are reacting with each other, salt is formed, water is given out, or carbon dioxide is given out. Here, see what is given out in the form of the bubbles. Many perceivable observations are noticed during the above activity. A gas is seen to be liberating in the form of bubbles. A low sound is heard. A white solid particles of baking powder disappear. The original sour taste becomes mild or diminishes. From this, it is understood that a new substance having a different taste is formed. At the end of the above change, the taste of substance was different means composition was different. Thus, during the above change, the composition of original substance changed to form a new substance with different properties. Thus, the change that takes place in adding baking soda to lemon juice is a chemical change. Sometimes, some characteristics observations are perceived during the chemical change. This enables us to know that chemical change has taken place. Some of these observations are enlisted below. Now, chemical change and word equation. Now, during a chemical change, the chemical composition of the original matter changes. A new substance having different properties and different chemical compositions are formed. A chemical equation can be written in a chemical change. If the exact change in the chemical composition is known, names and chemical formula of the original substance and newly substance are used while writing the chemical equation. For example, when baking soda is added to lemon juice, a chemical change is taking place in the lemon juice is taking place in the citric acid present in the lemon juice and a gas formed is carbon dioxide. The word equation can be written in the form of chemical reaction as follows. Citric acid plus sodium bicarbonate gives carbon dioxide plus sodium citrate. Now, sodium citrate is nothing but a salt. Now, whenever we write a chemical reaction, the original substance are written on the left hand side and the new substance formed is written on the right hand side. And the reactants and the products, the original substance are called as reactants and the new substance formed is called as product. Original substance and the new substance are separated by a forward arrow. Forward arrow also indicates that reaction is moving in the forward direction. We have to remember it while writing the chemical equation. Now, chemical changes in everyday life. We find many chemical changes in our surrounding body, home, and laboratory. Let us see some chemical changes for which word and chemical equation can be written. For example, now natural chemical changes. Respiration is a continuously occurring biological process. In this process, we inhale the air and exhale the carbon dioxide and water vapor. After an in-depth study, learned that glucose in the cells react with oxygen in the inhaled air to form carbon dioxide and water. The word equation and the chemical equation of this chemical reaction are as follows. So now whatever action has taken place in our day-to-day life, for example, here glucose is reacting with carbon dioxide when we inhale, that is called as respiration. The product formed is what? Carbon dioxide plus water. In the chemical equation, it can be written as glucose is represented by C6H12O6, whereas oxygen is in the form of molecular form, that is called as O2. And the name of the reaction is called respiration. Therefore, on the arrow, respiration is written, and the product formed is called as carbon dioxide. This is nothing but CO2 and water, whose molecular formula is H2O. So here one example we have discussed which gives indications about the chemical change taking place in our day-to-day life. Take some freshly prepared lime water in a test tube. Keep it blowing with a blow tube. What is seen after some time? Did the colorless lime water turns milky? After some time, you will find that white insoluble solid settles at the bottom of the test tube. This is a precipitate of calcium carbonate. The burning milky mild got lime water and that blown gas is mixed. It was a carbon dioxide. So here the reaction can be written as carbon dioxide reacts with calcium hydroxide to form calcium carbonate plus water. Now we can write this in the form of chemical equation. Carbon dioxide formula, we know it is CO2. Calcium hydroxide can be written as CaOH the whole twice. And calcium carbonate can be written as CaCO3. And in the downward arrow gives indication that the compound formed is a precipitate and water is formed. Photosynthesis. Like respiration is taking place in human being, photosynthesis is also a chemical reaction which is taking place inside the plants. You know that green plants perform photosynthesis in sunlight. A word equation and a chemical equation unbalanced can be written in the natural chemical change as follows. The word equation: carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll gives glucose plus oxygen. The chemical equation can be written as CO2 plus H2O in the presence of sunlight. Green plant gives C6H12O6 plus O2. So here we have discussed some of the naturally occurring chemical reactions taking place in our day-to-day life. The remaining part of this lesson we will discuss it in the next video. Till then, have a great day.